Shalom lekulam. Today on Hebrew Book Review, I'm going to talk about a board book series called Mis'chakim Machbo'im, which means hide and seek games. Welcome back to Hebrew Book Review. I'm Sapir, and today I'm going to talk about a series of 4 board books called Mis'chakim Machbo'im, and it means hide and seek games. These books seem to have been originally published in French by Les Editions Nathan. I think I'm pronouncing that. I'm pretty sure I'm not pronouncing that right. And they're published in Hebrew by Matar Books. But neither publisher nor the books nor anybody gives any credit to an actual writer. They do give credit to the illustrator, who is Yu Xuan Huang. We're dealing with a lot of languages that I don't speak here. Anyway, so she was the illustrator of all 4 books. So when I purchased the books, there were 4 available, and there still seem to be only 4 available by Matar Books, but it looks like in French there might be more, but you know, they're not available in Hebrew. So in Hebrew, what's available is Tigris Katan, Chatul Katan, Kelev Katan, and Efroach Katan, which mean respectively little tiger, little cat, little dog, little chick. So I purchased these books in a little bookshop in Haifa, and so I've been looking for them in my online sources to see if I can find them anywhere. If you wanted to pick them up in the United States, you might struggle to find them if you really want them, unless you go to Israel. So these books are 0% religious. 0. There's not even any humans in them, and it's all about an animal looking for something. The font is not typical at all. I find it quite aesthetically pleasing, but it is a little bit boxy, and if you can see, there is that can make it a little bit difficult for new learners, new readers, to tell the difference between a samech and a mem sofit. And it is slightly small. I think it's even smaller than 12 point, and especially for new learners, young learners, that can be a little difficult to read. But the books themselves are pretty small. I'm holding them up, but they're not like a full-sized book. But there is no cursive, and it is written in Ktiv Chaser, the traditional spelling. So you can use these books in different ways. They're of course meant for a toddler who is a native Hebrew speaker. But and of course you can, if you speak Hebrew well enough and read Hebrew well enough, you as the adult can read them to your toddler child, even if they are not a Hebrew speaker. But whoever is reading them needs to be fluent enough to be able to read full sentences. And then, of course, they're going to need to understand the vocabulary or be able to find out what the vocabulary means. So each book revolves around one animal who is looking for something. So, for example, the cat has lost its ball. The dog has lost its bone. The chick has lost its mother. And the tiger hasn't really lost anything. It's just exploring in the jungle, and it finds all kinds of different animals there. So course, we read about them looking around. They're looking, and there's a piece of felt, and it's like a peekaboo book, right? So this piece of felt covers wherever they think something is. So they're really cute, and it's really interactive for a young child. They say the books are for children 6 months and up, but I have my doubts about the durability, especially if you let the young child, hang out with the book on their own. I do remember when my son was about that age, maybe 8 months, and he had quite a few board books, and they were torn to shreds. And I can only imagine what might happen to these pieces of felt. So, of course, I think a 6-month child would enjoy the peekaboo aspect of finding the pieces, finding whatever is under the felt. But definitely, I don't think that they should be left alone with a book like this. So my son was 9 when I bought these books, and he actually really loved them. He was obviously way older than the target audience, but he was just at an age where he was able to read full sentences in Hebrew, and he still enjoyed the fun of lifting up the pieces of felt to find what was going on underneath. And so it is really perfect for kids or adults who are transitioning from reading just one word of Hebrew at a time to reading whole sentences. And each page only has 1 or 2 sentences on the page, so it's definitely, that's why I like it so much. It's not overwhelming to the new reader. Of course, if you have infants or toddlers, the parent can just read the book to the little ones and expose them early to listening to Hebrew. And they are full of all kinds of words that new Hebrew speakers might want to use. All of the various animal words. They've got the word where and behind multiple times throughout the books. They've got all kinds of verbs, and so really helpful to help build your vocabulary. And if your kid is young when you purchase the books, you can use them 2 times in their lives, right? You can use them once when they're little and you are, just reading to them. It's story time. And then when they actually learn to read Hebrew, you can use it again and they can read it on their own. I don't really have anything negative to say about these books, except that they will, I really don't think they will stand up to toddler-aged hands unless they are supervised. And then also just that one or 2 maybe instances where, because of the font, you're not sure if you're reading a samech or a mem sofit. So I definitely recommend purchasing it if you can find it. So that's it for today. If you have any questions or feedback, leave it in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, hit like. If you want to see more, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Lehitraot b'pa'am haba'ah. See you next time.